So my presentation will be dwelling on the side of rather industrial development, because it is only when industries are developing and shaping up that we can talk of companies that we can ultimately list and develop our capital markets. So that is the outline. I won't dwell on it. Let me start by giving you a country overview. I'm sure many of you would have interacted with this sort of numbers. You can see that we don't have too many people by way of population. I was actually presenting recently in Kenya. I was informed that Nairobi alone has a population of 6 million during the day, and they come down to 4 million during the night. And when I revealed our 2 million or 2.3 million people, they were all surprised and say, but how come? I say, give us your secrets, maybe we can put them to good use. You can see the countries that we are bordering in the region. Right here where we are, as it was earlier said, Namibia is right across. But we also got countries like Zambia, Zimbabwe, South Africa, and Namibia, as we say. Look at our GDP figures from the latest surveys. You can see that we are at 18.3 billion US dollars in 2018, and on a per capita terms, 7.8, which places us as an upper middle income country. Comes with its benefits and challenges, as you may be aware. You can see that inflation is quite well managed by the Bank of Botswana. I think there was one of the panelists earlier who said you focus on inflation management or employment creation, but I think for us on the inflation side, it's really managed well. As a result, interest rates are quite low. You can see that the bank rate at 4.75 and the prime lending at 6.25. And at the bottom of that slide, we try to highlight the value of our exports in the year 2018 and some of the major commodities that account for that, as well as the imports. These are some of the desirable attributes that we try to bring out when we speak of Botswana as an investment destination. You will be alive to our sustained periods of positive economic growth, as indicated. We are well known for our prudent macroeconomic management over the years, the strong balance sheet with a net external creditor position, our sound legal system and respect for the rule of law, political stability, which was assured earlier here in the morning, labor market stability, which is very important, because this is where we can compare Botswana to some of the markets that you can consider for investment. Our labor force is very stable. We have a very highly educated labor force, not plug and play, but you always have to find it easy to customize them to your company processes. The investment grade, sovereign credit ratings were effectively covered in the morning, makes it quite practical for you to consider a presence in Botswana for capital raising, even as you are deploying into operating subsidiaries elsewhere in the region. And then we fare well in some of the global indices that one can talk about. But be that as it may, the space in which we operate as the Botswana Investment and Trade Center of attracting FDI hasn't seen Botswana doing quite well. This is an extract from the World Investment Report by UNCTAD. You can see that the grey coded countries are the ones that are actually attracting the least of FDI, less than $500 million in a year. But you will see where we have the big cycles with figures in. Those are the top 5 recipients of FDI in Africa. And it's very interesting because one needs to analyze very closely what lies behind the FDI numbers, particularly for Africa. Africa only claims 3.5% share of the global FDI inflows. So we are really a very small part of the equation when we talk FDI. But there is a particular country that I won't name in Southern Africa for fear of being defamatory, who have been in the top 5 persistently for a number of years. There came a regime in that country that was emphasizing governance and really going out to fight corruption. And once that took effect, we've seen that country dropping down to grey, and we've seen investment inflows shift into another country slightly north of that particular country. So it really says a lot in terms of the type of investment and investment motives that we can sometimes talk about in Africa. So much as we talk about the big five attractors, I think one needs to really analyze and say, do I also abandon my focus on good standards and practices and open up for any flow of money, or do I continue to emphasize governance so that even if I'm attracting very little, at least it's sustainable and it's something positive to talk about in the long term. But I think a key example here is Ethiopia in terms of FDI. That's an example of how reforms and fast transformation can really work in attracting investment. They have never, for a number of years, been in the top, but you can see that they have found their way there. So I think we have something to learn on what they do. As for Botswana, with very few people, as we've already said, we realize that the only way we can work in attracting investment is to sell the country as a gateway to the major populations that are there around us. This map really says, Botswana has instilled policies that make us very open to be able to locate, produce, or sell from here, but still be able to seamlessly access markets around us. We emphasize cross-border value chain linkages, as you will see in the next slide, and we use our preferential market access through the bilateral and multilateral trade agreements that we have signed as a country, a member of the Southern African Customs Union, the SADC Trade Protocol, the SADC EU Economic Partnership Agreement, SADC Mercosur, which speaks to Southern America, and then the AGOA market in the US. How do we derive the key sectors that we focus in as a country? We have a national vision. If you really want to know where we get it and why we prioritize certain sectors, see a document that's reflected on top there in the corner, our Vision 2036, which really has espoused a lot of work in terms of why these listed sectors will be the priority sectors for Botswana. So if you are looking at investing in Botswana, yes, you can come in any sector where you found an opportunity, but in terms of the national policies, these are the ones that we will be prioritizing. But we also derive a lot of opportunities from our current import bill, which stood at $6.6 billion in 2018, and that is the breakdown. So this really emphasizes the amount of demand that is already there on the ground when we talk about consumption of goods and services. A bit of distortion by diamonds and maybe fuel, where we are not immediately well placed to be able to attract investment, because the diamonds that we are talking about are those that are coming for application here and then being resold. And then with fuel, yes, we're talking about conversion of coal to liquids, but I think it's a project that is still far in the horizon. But all these other things are areas where we are trying to attract investors to come and locate in Botswana. But as I say, we also derive opportunities from linking with regional value chains. We always out to look at what is South Africa doing best, as an example, that we can effectively support through the smaller facets of the value chain in Botswana. That is why South Africa is well known for vehicle production. And because we cannot immediately attract the whole assembly plant to locate in Botswana, we've gone for auto components as a key strategic sector. That is why the ignition wiring of vehicles that are produced in South Africa, for example, 50% of them are supplied from Botswana. We are doing the same with the likes of Zimbabwe, where we are, and Zambia, where we are supporting the agricultural sector. A lot of fertilizer exports, for example, that we are pushing from Botswana into those markets. We also have done and continue to do what we call regional opportunities mapping studies. That is where, as a center, we're always going out to say, a region like Chobe, where we are now, is best placed mainly to host tourism. But what opportunities will emerge out of the linkages with the main tourism sector? And then we will dissect those and be able to take opportunities to market. But then the government always comes up with massive infrastructure projects. A stone throw from here is the iconic Kazungula Bridge, which is coming up across the Zambezi River. And we're always looking out to say, but when the bridge is done, what will be the immediate opportunity for Botswana? And therefore, it drove us to look at creating a trade corridor into mainland Africa. And that is why, as an institution, as we speak, we are advanced with Sea Rail, Botswana, with a view to create a dry port on the border of the DRC at a point called Kasumbalesa. That is a project that is at conceptual stage, doing the feasibilities. But when it comes, the whole idea is to push merchandise into some of the fast-growing economies of Southern Africa. And then there are some sectors that we choose, not because of their export potential, but because it's very strategic for a country like us to reach self-sustenance. For example, daily, you'll be surprised that from a demand, an annual daily demand of about 64 million liters, Botswana currently produces only about 7.5 million liters. We presented these figures recently in Qatar, and their eyes really lit up, and there are some engagements of them coming in to come and boost their daily production in Botswana. Also some active engagements with Kenya and Zimbabwe, also looking at bringing their experience to boost that particular sector. Now, let me get into the structure of the financial services sector, which may be an area of your key interest. This is extracted as is from the Non-Bank Financial Institutions Regulatory Authority annual report. So if you want to engage further, please get into their website and retrieve this. But what we were trying to emphasize here is that the structure of our financial system is that it's dominated by banks at 42% of the total assets, followed by maybe pension funds or retirement funds at 37%. We are trying to drive opportunities across all the other areas to make sure that we can really push both of a very strong presence of financial services operators. But as I say, the source of this is the Non-Bank Financial Institutions Regulatory Authority. I think they will be speaking here and they can get into details of the figures. Now, Botswana, just like Mauritius, as was mentioned in the previous panel, hosts a framework called the International Financial Services Center, where we are really looking at attracting companies that are looking at doing business across the region to put Botswana forward as a hub from where they can control their interests in the operating subsidiaries in the region. And this really gives you an evolution of this particular framework of the IFSC in terms of the interventions that have been put in place over the years to try and revitalize it. But I think most important was 2012, when we lifted what was then called the sunset clause. Originally, the provisions behind this IFSC were that come December 2020, all the incentives applicable there were going to drop off. But government has since intervened to say, we want this as a strategic sector, therefore we're removing this from the law so that it's here for the next considerable length of time. So in terms of OECD compliance, we've really put in a lot as a country. We are OECD compliant, both on the Forum on Harmful Tax Practices, as well as the Global Forum peer review process. Forum on Harmful Tax Practices, we received a largely compliant rating. That is where they emphasize 3 areas of substantive presence, ring fencing, and so on, to make sure that we are not engaging, as we run the financial center, in any harmful tax practices that will harm the economies of other countries. And then on the peer review forum is where, as a country, you subject yourself to a peer review by other members of the OECD framework, just to make sure that they are quite comfortable with the provisions and practices that you have in place. And that is where we say to be partially compliant. Issues there being issues of beneficial ownership, and we are working very hard to rectify. The other area that is worth mentioning is the area of anti-money laundering and financing of terrorism, where Botswana was also grey-listed, but the Bank of Botswana and BFIRA and other players in the room can tell you of the aggressive efforts that we are putting forward to normalize as a country, because blacklisting is not an option for us. So we know the repercussions of ultimately being blacklisted. So a lot of work has already been put in that, and we are confident we will normalize. This was just to give you a gist of the financial sector contribution to GDP, both mining and non-mining. It's sourced from Bank of Botswana, who are also in the room. And you can see that the financial services sector is really taking a large stake of the strategic sectors that are contributing. I think by way of ranking, it's number 3. After the tourism sector, the mining sector, it will be the financial services sector, tying up with the government services by contribution to GDP at around 14%. Now, this was just to give you a list of the current contribution of this IFSC sector to the economy of Botswana. Cumulative capital employed currently stands at 23 billion according to the latest survey. Not a massive employment creator, but it is the level of sophistication of the jobs that we are talking about, which is really interesting. So those are 204 highly skilled labor that is employed within this sector. The incremental tax revenue that we receive from the companies is around 309, and critical mass is around 37. 37 operational, but in total, we're talking about 67 because there are about 30 companies that are still at various stages of establishing within this center. These are some of the permitted activities that you can undertake within the financial services center. Bank holding companies, international insurance, BPO call centers, the list goes on. This was just to demonstrate that we are always alive to the key enablers of a successful financial center. And if we are talking about reforms, improving the ease of doing business in Botswana, these are the areas where we always drive and intervene. So when you assess us for being a suitable business destination, you can ask us questions along this list of items. Now, there are a number of reforms that the government is driving. Number one, as I said, we lifted the ring fence in, I think it was January 2019. Therefore, this framework of IFSC can now be conducted through a single entity, because before the ring fencing was that we were protecting the domestic economy from the operations of the center, and that's what I say is not in compliance with the OECD requirements, and therefore we were forced to change. And now you can register one company and separate your books as you are filing to the tax authority in Botswana, BUI. That also meant we had to adopt OECD compliance transfer pricing rules, which have since been adopted, and that's why we are able to allow you to operate through a single entity. These are some of the bills that were recently passed, still with a view to strengthen this particular sector. And then, while I spoke about bank holding companies, we didn't have specific provisions that were governing that particular sector. So the Bank of Botswana can confirm that they are quite advanced with bringing provisions or amendments to the Banking Act that are going to accommodate bank holding companies. Currently, there is one bank holding company, but they always deprive the level of suitable legislative provisions to regulate such an entity. We are also developing laws around protected cell companies or segregated portfolio companies, which I believe most of you will be familiar with. And then legislation for investment funds, particularly limited partnerships, which are a preferred way of structuring our investment fund and special purpose vehicles. There is an advanced amendment through NDFIRA, which I think is with the Ministry of Finance and Economic Development now, heading to Parliament to also elevate our ranking at that one. And then we are also pushing very hard to sign more double taxation avoidance agreements so that we become more attractive. I think currently as a country we have about 50, but competing with the likes of Mauritius, South Africa, who are sitting in the region of 100, we really have a bit of a punch to make in order to make sure that we catch up. Other key sector opportunities, I won't go into too much detail. We will be heading around. In the interest of time, these are the areas that you can basically engage us on as the priority sectors that have been selected by Botswana. And we are using incentives, which is the next slide. Incentives as one of the ways of raising our competitiveness. You will see that if you're operating in the space of manufacturing, Innovation Hub, which is a dedicated science and technology park for research and innovation, you will be taxed at 15%, whereas everybody else pays 22% corporate tax. And then we are also launching, or advanced with launching our special economic zones, just confirmed the set of incentives for those. In fact, the CEO of Botswana Stock Exchange seated here is the chairman of special economic zones. So if you really want to engage, that's the man to talk to, because he's the man driving everything in that regard. And then value-added tax is at 12%. Maximum personal income tax, we use an escalating table, but our personal income tax will maximize at 25%. And then in our tax laws, we have provision for what we call development approval order. That is where if you are driving a very strategic sector, where you believe it warrants you negotiating with the Minister of Finance for further incentives, the door is open for you to engage and do so. That will afford you a 10-year tax holiday under that dispensation. I've covered the IFSC, but you will be interested to note that because the IFSC is really about consolidating your books through financial flows like interest, dividends, royalties, management fees in Botswana, when you realize those revenue streams in Botswana, deduct every expense and overheads that you incur as running your IFSC accredited company, your bottom line will be taxed at 15%, as I say. But when you are now distributing to what we call non-residents, there is full exemption from withholding tax, whereas everybody else will pay withholding at 7.5%. And then when you are disposing of assets in a subsidiary where you own more than 25%, you will be fully exempt from capital gains tax, whereas everybody else will pay according to the structured table that will maximize at 22%. And then we have, duty-free importation of agricultural and manufacturing machinery when you are deploying for production in Botswana. And we have a very good one where we will credit you with up to 200% of the expenses you will incur in transferring skills to our people. At the Botswana Investment and Trade Center, we are the face of investor engagement in Botswana. Therefore, if you are pursuing any single opportunity, we are the people to first engage. And therefore, these are the value-added services that we provide. We run a Botswana One-Stop Services Center in Gaborone. We recently opened a second office within the country in Francistown. We have an office right at the corner of Sentin, 88 Stella Street in South Africa. So you don't have to always be coming down to Botswana to do some of these things. We can serve you from South Africa. We have an office in London, UK, coexisting with our embassy. And then we have an office in Mumbai, India. And we are actually looking at extending our presence through the network of embassies that Botswana has. So as you are engaging Botswana for investment opportunities, you don't have to be flying all the way to Botswana. There are a lot of service points that we can talk about. The government has really been driving reforms that are meant at instilling efficiency in provision of our services. You will realize that of all these services, I think the one challenging area that we're still working on is environmental impact assessment. That is the one that tends to take long, but everything else, from company registration, now it will take you 1 day. To most of these services, it won't really take you more than 2 weeks. So we are really trying to build efficiencies as we improve our level of investor services. These are our contact details. That's where you can interact with us, but we will be hanging around throughout the length of the conference. If you have anything to inquire of investment opportunities, do not hesitate to engage us. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and I think there was a plan to play a video that is really inviting you to explore the front. Thank you.